thank God for that. Yeah, well, that was certainly the response that was wanted and I would say somewhat expected in terms of demanding it. Did we play great? First half, I thought we did. I thought first half, that was certainly the best half of football I've seen probably since the Lincoln game. Lincoln first half, rather. But second half was pretty dogged. It was pretty scrappy. It was pretty ugly. It was just a very physical, typical League One second half. But ultimately, a win's a win, and that's the big thing. A win's the win. That's the main thing that I was bothered about. And I mean, it says a lot. I think that was Shrewsbury's first away defeat since November. I think it was something like early to mid-November, whatever it was. And that was our first home win since beating Tuesday's opponents, Ipswich, on the 3rd of November, which says a lot. And somehow we're still in the playoff mix, which is incredible, really. But anyway, no, it was good. Obviously, for the goal itself, it was good from, I think it was Aidan McGeady that got the assist. It was either McGeady or McFadzean. And McFadzean, I thought, had a pretty average game. I thought there were a couple of times McFadzean gave away easy free kicks when he didn't need to. But maybe I'm making him a scapegoat, who knows. But McGeady, I thought, put a pretty good ball in. And Charlie Wyke took advantage of that with a pretty good header. In fact, that was probably one of Charlie Wyke's best headers I've seen him score for Sunderland. I don't remember him scoring that many headers, which for a bloke of his size is pretty poor. But it was a good goal nonetheless. It was a good header. It was a good header where it basically looped over everybody and got into the far right corner of the goal. I think it was on the first thing. It was like 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes we went 1-0 up. And I did say the first goal of the game would have been pretty crucial because had we gone 1-0, I predicted us to get beat. And the reason I thought that was because of the fact that Shrewsbury went away to Hull and Lincoln and won at both of them, which is no mean feat. They won away at both grounds. And that would have been by getting themselves in front and making themselves as hard as possible to break down. And that was why, for me, the first goal today was crucial. If Sunderland got the first goal, I would back. We had every chance of winning the game. If Sunderland conceded the first goal, the best we probably could have got out of it was a 1-1 draw. Because I would have bet you that Shrewsbury, and you could tell there were elements, especially early on, that Shrewsbury were quite organised and well disciplined. But in saying that, also, there's two concerns for me, and I'm not going to try and be negative because a win is a win, and that's all I'm bothered about. But the first one is, in the first half, we had the chances to make the game secure. We had the chances to make the game clear. Charlie Wyke had an open goal that you could argue he should have done better with, but maybe it's easier said than done. And Jack Diamond again had at least one very good chance when he was coming in from the far right hand side near the 6-yard box and tried to drill it or dink it across goal for somebody to try and get on the end of. When there, he probably should have had a shot, but he's young. That's what comes with inexperience in the team. He's got decision making. He needs to learn decision making, but hopefully that'll come in time. And the second thing is the thing that may have gone in our favour today a little bit is the fact that Shrewsbury's game at Southampton in midweek in the FA Cup was their first game for, I think it was either their first game of 2021 or it was their first game since the very start of the month. So either way, it was their first game in something like 2.5 or maybe even 3 weeks. And considering obviously they've just come off a prolonged COVID spell like what we had to do about a month or so ago. They've had a pretty lengthy COVID spell. And very quickly, by the way, hopefully Steve Cockrell gets better. Just a quick shout out for that. So the fact they might have still been a little bit rusty, but I think second half they didn't look as rusty, but I think that was because we invited them on a little bit too much. So we do need to work on trying to maintain the higher press that we were doing in the first half, at least consistently enough throughout, say, 60 to 70 minutes of the game. Because we probably don't have it in us to do it for 90 minutes, but I'd like to just hope to see a little bit more. Now, having said that, like I said, first home win in over 2 months, which thankfully is a relief. It gets that monkey off our back. It's Johnson's first home league win. Hopefully, we start to go on a bit of a run. Now, I've said before, and I still stand by it, I think top 2 is a very long stretch. I'll be baffled if we were to get that. We'd have to go on some mental, crazy run. And other teams would have to slip up hugely. Playoffs, I do still believe, should be on, and I said that even after the Plymouth game. I think that mathematically playoffs is more than on. I don't see why it can't be. But like I said, it's these sort of results, like against the likes of Plymouth, against your Northamptons, against your Burtons, your Wigans, your MK Dons, your Bristol Rovers, your Rochdales, and all that sort of stuff. It's those results that have done it. Now, this time, thankfully, we've took advantage. And I think some other results went off. I think Ipswich got beat off Peterborough, which I know Peterborough go further ahead of us, but it means we go above Ipswich. And I think Charlton came from 2 down to get a draw against Swindon. Now, I could be wrong there. But so we've closed the gap on Charlton, I'd like to think, unless Charlton probably scored a 90th minute winner, knowing our luck. But back to winning ways. big game on Tuesday. It's on Sky Sports. Thanks very much to everyone who watches, likes and subscribes, by the way. I've rambled on enough. At least I can enjoy a couple of days. Tuesday's a big one against Ipswich. Hopefully we turn up for that game and we'll see what happens. Lovies and leavies, stay safe, and away the lads. Get in.